Good morning, students. Today I will start with a new topic from your English language. We have already done the first one, that is the sentence, and I'm sure you know how to, make a sentence, how to write a sentence. Just do one thing, go through the chapter and read it nicely. Apart from that, we have also discussed one exercise that you need to do in your notebook. Make sure that you only do the first 10 sentences of that. Okay, the rest we'll discuss, but only write the first 10 sentences in your notebooks. Now, after the sentence, we have another topic, sentence structure. Now, you all know what a sentence is. It's a group of words and you just write a sentence. Now, there are different ways of writing a sentence. It could be a simple sentence, it could be a compound, and it also can be a complex sentence. Now, that is the sentence structure. You'll have to remember one thing. Grammar is not like stories that you can take one story and that's the end of it. Grammar is always interconnected. So you'll have to make sure that you know every part of grammar, every single chapter of grammar to understand this particular language, right? So we have done the first one, that was a sentence. So what kind of sentence? It depends upon the choice you make, but there's a sentence structure. There's a proper way of writing a sentence. It could be a simple sentence, it could be a compound or a complex. So what I'll do is I'll take one type of sentence at a time and I'll explain what is the difference between them and how you can write a simple sentence or a compound or a complex sentence, right? So I hope you all are ready. So let's start with it. Okay, I hope you won't mind. I'll be standing. Maybe I'm not too visible, but here you can see how I've done it in English language. Okay, your grammar especially. The thing that is important is always on the board. Now see here, sentence structure. We have three types of sentence structures: simple, compound, and complex. Understand, simple, we'll take one at a time. Simple means where there is one subject and one predicate. A simple sentence where you will get the subject and you will get the predicate. For example, see the sentence. Ladies sang. Now, ladies is the subject. We're talking about ladies. And sang is the predicate. I'm sure you must have done subject and predicate as well in your previous classes. So this is what we are talking about. Now, apart from that, we have compound sentences. Now, compound sentences, they have two parts. Always remember, compound means putting together of two things. Now, there are two parts. That means two clauses. This is what I'll explain later on. Man proposes and God disposes. Now, this is one sentence. However, you can see that there are two parts of the sentence. There are two parts here, and it is joined with the help of a conjunction. Again, another chapter of your grammar. Conjunctions are joining words. I hope you remember that. So, this is another sentence. It has got two parts, proper parts, and it is joined with the help of a conjunction. Right, so that is it. We have a complex one. That one will take time. I'll explain that later on. We'll take one type at at a moment. Right, we'll take just one right now. Now we'll take the simple sentence. The definition in your book says a simple sentence is that sentence which has got one subject and one predicate with one finite verb. Right? I'll write one here. It has got one subject, right, and one predicate with one finite verb. Now let's see, I want you to look here again. It says here the sentences that are given here, It can have only subject and predicate. It can have subject, predicate, and the finite verb. It can even have your subject complement. Complement means, of course, you know what complements are. Subject complement, where we are talking about the subject and complementing it, right? Now, in your book, they've given different sentences. If you can go through them, just read them. It says here the first one is flowers bloom. I'll take this one, where it is talking about subject plus predicate. The sentence is flowers bloomed. Now this is one sentence. It has got subject and it has got a predicate. Right, so this is first type of simple sentence where you just have two things, that is a subject and a predicate. After that, we'll see there's another one where there is subject plus predicate plus the subject complement. Subject complement. Now, how? There's another sentence given right under it, if you can see it. Ravi is an engineer. Now, it says here, okay, they have put verb here rather than predicate. Verb, right? Subject, verb, and subject complement. Subject is Ravi. Subject, I hope you understand about the person or thing that we're talking. So Ravi plus, okay, I'm sorry, not plus here again. Ravi is an engineer, right? So what we've done, we have Ravi as a subject, then we have is as a verb, and he's an engineer is a subject complement. Means this complements the subject. Clear? So who is Ravi? Ravi is an engineer. We have got subject, we have got the verb, and we have got the subject complement. Now see the third type. Subject plus verb plus object. We have subject plus verb and plus object. Now, the sentence given here is I trust you. Clear? So I is the subject, we're talking about I, and the verb is trust. I hope you know what are verbs. Verbs are your action words, doing words, right? So this is another verb. And object, you is the object, right? Now see the examples given here for the same. I trust you. Shreyas help. Shreyas means it's the name of a boy. Shreyas helped the poor widow. After that, you can see you know the person, right? In your book, you can see all these sentences. They have bought a new bungalow. The parliament passed the bill. Now, another one that we have is subject plus verb plus object plus object. One object is indirect, the other one is direct. See the sentence given here, my dad bought me a laptop. Now, I rewrite it here to explain it. Otherwise, you won't understand. Give me a minute. I'll just write it. The sentence is my dad bought me a laptop. Okay, can you see this sentence? Take it as a normal sentence. My dad bought me a laptop. So who is my dad? My dad is your subject, right? Bought is a verb. I hope you know that. So my dad is the subject, verb is bought, and me is object 1, and a laptop is object 2. This is indirect and this is direct object. Clear? So remember, my dad bought me a laptop. Me is the indirect object, and what he bought, laptop, that is the direct object. Let's see another sentence. Veer handed him an envelope. Veer handed him an envelope. Right? So Veer is again a subject. Handed is again a verb. Him is again the object number 1. Envelope is again the object number 2, or the direct object, the indirect object. Right? This is how you'll understand this part. After that, we have the next one. We'll take the next one now. I borrowed clothes from a friend of mine. Okay, I'll just take that sentence. I borrowed clothes from a friend of mine. I'm sure you can see the sentence. Again, I is the subject. Borrowed is your verb. I hope you're able to connect it. Please make sure that you understand. Clothes is the object, right? Object. Clothes is the object. But here things change. This is preposition. Please see how every topic of your grammar is connected. So if you leave any chapter, you'll miss it and you'll not understand it. And this part is your prepositional object or phrase. It is object. Prepositional object. Right? So this is how you will understand. So every simple sentence will have subject and you'll have a verb, you'll have one object or maybe two objects, you'll have a preposition, you'll have a prepositional object, anything, right? These sentences are simple sentences. If you forget about everything, just remember simple sentence has got one subject and one predicate. So that is it. That is the whole thing all about. So simple sentences are very easy. How? You just have to remember they have one subject and one predicate, right? One subject and one predicate. Please remember that part, okay? After this, we have another thing here. They have given an exercise. Complete the following sentences by filling up the blanks from the words given in the box. That means they have already given you the answers. Now I hope you all have your books with you. Open to page number 11. There is this exercise given here, right? See the first one. We elected Bhavesh R. The answer should be from the box itself, representative. Now these are simple sentences. Please don't get confused. They're easy to understand. We elected Bhavesh R. representative. The answer is given there. If you have your pencils or pens, just mark these answers. This dash is to let, means empty or ready for rent. So this building, we are talking about the building here. Number 3, give me my share. Right, that's the answer, my share. Mark it or write here itself. And remember, you don't have to do this exercise in the notebook. No, you don't have to. They have given the blanks here itself. Solve it here itself. I will let you know which exercise you need to do it in your notebooks. Number 4, the river overflows its banks. The river overflows its banks. They've given it here in the box, its bank. We're talking about the bank of the river. Number 5, I found him asleep. Right, so that's the answer. I found him asleep. See the number 6th one. Her father bought her a new laptop. So the answer is her father. I hope you're writing the answers. Please, students, later on, do not call asking for the answers, or do not say, ma'am, please write the answers and give it to me. All right? I'm discussing the answers here itself. See if you can mark it. If you do not have the answers, that means you haven't watched the video, and I'll know it. So the best thing is go through the video and you'll get the answers in the end. Next, number 7, a rose smells sweet. A rose smells sweet. Oh, they have made it easier. Earlier in the book, they had the same kind of sentences, but not these. But they had no box, so it was difficult, and the students, they used to come up with different sentences. Now they have fixed a box, so you just cannot wander around. Number 8, life is what we make it. Number 8 is, life is what we make it. See number 9, do snakes drink milk? So it is like, do snakes drink milk? See the 10th one now. Our soldiers defend us from enemies. Our soldiers defend us from enemies. I hope you've got that. So this exercise, you don't have to copy, you don't have to write anywhere. Just do one thing, copy these answers in the book itself. Right? After that, let's continue with the compound sentences. We'll read it a little bit and then I'll explain it. Read the following sentences. Man proposes and God disposes. The same sentence that I wrote on the board right now, just a few minutes ago. So this is one sentence, but you can see there's no subject and no predicate. We've got, in fact, 2 proper sentences. So that's a compound sentence. You take 2 simple sentences, join them with the help of a conjunction, and it becomes a compound sentence. But you have to make sure that those 2 sentences are independent sentences. They're complete if you remove them from the compound sentence. Right? See, this sentence consists of 2 parts. There are always 2 parts of this sentence. Man proposes, God disposes. And is in the bracket, that is the conjunction, joining of 2 sentences. You can see in this one chapter how many topics we've covered. We have prepositions, we have verbs, we have conjunctions, we have subject and predicate, right? So remember that. So man proposes and God disposes. After that, turn the page to 12. Each part has a subject and a predicate. We can see that. Therefore, each part is a clause. Again, another new topic for you. I'm sure you must have done it in class 7th. I'm not really sure, but in case if you haven't, I'll be explaining it to you. We have a proper chapter on clauses. Both the parts can convey their full meaning on their own and do not depend upon each other for meaning. So there are two clauses, they both are independent clauses, or you can say simple sentences. Subject, predicate, okay? Man proposes and God disposes are clauses of the same rank. They are same. The conjunction joining these two clauses is and, which is called a coordinating conjunction. Right? You must have done the kinds of conjunctions. So it's a coordinating conjunction. It is making a coordination between the two. This is a compound sentence. And finally, this is a compound sentence. Understand the definition. A compound sentence is a group of words which has two or more coordinate clauses joined together by a coordinating conjunction. Right? I'll help you with it later on. I'll be explaining this particular topic. It needs another complete video on the conjunctions or the compound sentences. So that is it for today, right? Thank you.